Well, welcome back, everybody, to 18 Wheels of Steel Across America. This is part 13 of my so-called gameplay footage. I wouldn't necessarily would call it a playthrough, but call it what you may. So anyway, when we last left off, we dropped off some cargo in Pittsburgh. Last video we also visited another one of the truck dealerships. Not much has been added to the inventory, but later on, once we gain some prestige and some experience hauling cargoes, you'll see a lot more different kinds of trucks as we move along into the series. Now, so anyway, so this is like I'm filming like 3 episodes in like one day. Houston! Hell yes! Alright. I'm psyched. We're going back to Houston. My hometown's always going to be Dallas, but I live in Houston, so. Born and raised in Dallas, Texas. Of course, for those of y'all probably already figured that shit out, so. Okay, this makes no sense. Interstate 90, there are no traffic lights on Interstate 90 as far as I'm concerned. That don't make no sense. Alright. Alright, moving. Well, let's just keep going down I-79 here to 75 there, and then we're going down 65 to I-40 to 30 to 45. So it seems to be the route that we're going for today. So anyway, as I was saying in a previous episode, I was kind of talking about some of the toys that I've had when I was a kid, and one of them I was getting into was the K'NEX. Now, I had the Ball Factory. Now, to give you some information on the Ball Factory, that first of all, it had over 2,000 pieces, and the first time that I built the thing, me, my dad, and my brother helped, and it took us, I believe, 10.5 hours to build the thing. So, and when the finished product was done, that thing stood over 5 foot tall, and it had a fully functioning elevator and motor and all that stuff, and probably one of the coolest contraptions you could ever see. But anyway, that's one of my most favorite gifts of all time was that Ball Factory. That, you know, they don't really make those anymore. They do have instructions online. You can actually buy the separate pieces yourself and put together, because some of them are special order, but they do have instructions online. So that's how I was able to rebuild mine, because I lost my instructions like years ago. It's like some pages are missing and not all of it's there, so But yeah, I mean that thing was really cool too. I just loved that thing. But yeah. I tell you what, these days all these kids have all this technology and stuff. Back then it was really, you know, kids are physically, playing with toys. It's not playing with like electronics and stuff. Because yeah, I did have a Game Boy. I did have all that stuff. But I grew up. I was the last generation probably that grew up in an era where, before those electronic games and stuff got very popular again. So I'm probably the last to say that I played with most of the toys that weren't electronic. So I guess that's something. So it's like for the rest of y'all that grew up in the 90s, I mean, I don't know what y'all were into. I mean, especially the boys back then, It's like I was really into Matchbox cars, and I had a lot of fond memories when my grandfather was still alive that he used to restore old cars, like as old as Model Ts and Ford Model Ts that first came out in the 1920s. So it's kind of amazing, just to see him do that, because every time I would come over and see him when I was little, he always was working on another car. So it's like, mainly he liked to restore Studebakers and Fords, as I saw mostly them. He had a couple Chevrolets, and I know he had a couple of really old Oldsmobiles. I don't really remember those too well. My favorite one that he did was a gray '57 Ford T-Bird. It was in perfect condition. Of course, when he purchased it, it needed a lot of repairs, and that's what he did. So, when he retired, he restored cars, and they're beautiful works of art. I just admired his skill, with being able to do that. And he would take me and my brother for rides in these old cars. These old cars were so great, so fun to drive, fun to ride in. I mean, they just had a very nostalgic feel to them, and it's one of my favorite memories of him. I mean, fortunately, I lost my grandfather about 8 years ago, back in 2004. So I mean, it's been hard, but I've moved on. But so every time I see those old cars, it reminds me of my grandfather. So you would love to see that, especially like down here in Houston. A lot of people drive older cars like that. So I see a lot of 70s and 80s Cadillacs and, stuff like that. Some people buy, and people are actually restoring like 70s and 80s cars now. So kind of just goes to show you how old those cars are now. And you can buy them a lot cheaper than you would. There's a Dodge pickup. That's definitely a Dodge pickup. So anyway, I mean, it's kind of, I miss those days, but those are a long time ago. Over 20 years ago. It's amazing it's been that long. So as you can tell in this game, one of the key features is it doesn't take very long to get from city to city, but eventually later on in the series, and when I will do some gameplay footage of some of the other games, kind of show you how how long it takes to get from one city to the other. And I think in these most recent games, I think they made these a little too realistic. You know, I mean, for people that will want to have, you know, them for the realism, I mean, that's fine. But I like this game because it has its own sense of realism, but it also has some arcade feel to it because you don't have to apply to every single fucking annoying traffic rule that they're known in existence. So it's oh shit. Whoops. Well, there you go. I ran right into the fucker. There you go, people. That's what happens when you run into cars. I mean, you literally just plow through them. So, I was distracted. So that was my fault. That was kind of funny, though. But anyway, yeah. Now that accident's actually distracting me, so I forgot what I was talking about. Oh well. I guess it'll come back to me later on. I really don't know. I'm not going to stop for fuel this time, because I already did. And, what the hell is this Ford Focus doing? So I know that purple car looked like a Ford Focus. Alrighty then. We're getting close to Houston. This will probably be the last video I'm doing today. Probably won't upload this till probably tomorrow. So it's Thursday right now, so I'll probably be uploading these tomorrow morning when I'm just waking up. So that's what I'm planning on doing, at least. Ah, there's a... I think we already discovered that one. I think. Stupid car. Applying your brakes in the middle of the fucking highway. Yeah, you're brilliant. What are you doing? Okie dokie. Making it into Houston. Alright. About time to get back. Bank of City. Oh, that's funny. Alright, so we're in Houston, Texas now. My new home. Oh, you cut that corner close. There's the back end. That helps a little bit. I like that view a little bit better. It's a cool view. I never actually used that. Alrighty then. Well, I'd say that's about it for this go around. So let's go ahead and save it. Well, again, I appreciate y'all for watching, and I will see you for our next time.